Most of these horrible reasons to get married will probably seem obvious and maybe even a little ridiculous. But for a lot of us, it's really hard to take an objective look at our own motivations and see them for what they really are. Sometimes your real intentions are hidden a few layers deep and you just need someone to lovingly shake them to the surface for you. So here, let me help you with that. Number 1. To solve your relationship problems. For some reason, a lot of people seem to think that something magical happens when you get married and all the fights and toxic cycles of behavior disappear. This is tragically misguided. Committing to someone by getting married amplifies all the facets of your relationship. So, if you genuinely love and respect one another, that love and respect can grow and evolve in a married couple. But the same is true for the problems you have in your relationship. If you're bad at communicating in your relationship, miscommunications will only get worse in your marriage. If you don't have respect for one another, you won't gain it by getting married. You'll probably lose it even more. Basically, when you get married, things can get even better if they're already good, but they only get worse if they're already bad. Number 2. Because you're afraid of being alone can really suck. What sucks even more, though, is marrying the next person who comes along simply because you're tired of being alone and then they turn out to be terrible for you. You've probably heard this before. But no one is going to be happy being with you if you can't be happy being by yourself. I'm betting nobody ever told you how to go about doing that, though. After all, it seems like a catch-22. You need to be happy by yourself before you can make someone else happy, but you're not happy because you don't have someone to make you happy. The problem is the way you're judging and valuing yourself. You're valuing others' opinions of you more than you're valuing your own opinion of yourself. You think your value as a person is determined by who you're with. Just think about how fucked up that is for a second. Develop yourself into who you want to be first. Get healthy. Leave your dead-end job and get serious about your career. Get your finances in order. Then find someone who is excited to be with you because you kick so much ass already.
Number 3. To prove something. Maybe your crazy aunt keeps telling you about how the clock is ticking and you're not getting any younger, or your father thinks you need to grow up already, or maybe your parents got divorced and you're determined to show the world that you're better than them, or all your friends are married now, and you want to show them you're not just a 3rd or 5th or 11th wheel all the time. Sometimes it's a little more subtle, but just as fucked up. Like, some people see marriage as a status symbol, so they get married thinking they'll parade around town with their spouse, and people will bow in their presence like they just conquered Westeros or something. Whatever it is, getting married to prove something to someone or yourself is a god-awful reason to do it. See? Look how happy we are together. See? Number 4. Because it's practical. Depending on which country you live in, a legal marriage can come with many practical benefits. You may be tempted to marry to qualify for tax breaks, receive your spouse's social security benefits, be able to adopt, get a spouse visa, etc. There's nothing wrong with receiving these perks. But if they're the only reason you're marrying someone, i.e., committing to them until death do you part, then something's not quite right. The fact is that a marriage isn't going to work unless both people are in it for each other, and no one else. The state may treat you differently, but outside maybe your parents, the world genuinely doesn't care if you get married. Billions of people have done it. You don't get a gold star and extra warm cookies on the plane just because you're married. You also don't get to rub it in anyone's face for more than a few months. Tops. I'll tell you what. Then you're stuck in a marriage trying to figure out if it was worth it after all. So if any of these terrible reasons to get married apply to your situation, well, first, don't get married. Second, work on your relationship skills. Learn about healthy and toxic behaviors in relationships. Familiarize yourself with how emotional needs work so you can better get yours met and meet the needs of others. It takes a lot of time, but it will save you a lot of pain and maybe a divorce or 3 down the road. On the other hand, if you can take an honest look at your relationship and say that none of these terrible reasons to get married apply to your situation, then great. We value your thoughts and opinions. Please take a moment to like and comment on this video, sharing your views on the terrible reasons to get married. Your feedback inspires us to continue exploring meaningful topics. Thanks for watching.